Home movies and personal videos are changing faster than any time since the invention of the camcorder. The technology is pushing not only what kinds of cameras we use, but how we share our creations with others. So what better place to get a glimpse of the future than the 2009 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. CES is the world's biggest tech trade show. You wander aisle after aisle as 2,700 companies holler for your attention. Just think Best Buy times 10,000. This year I wanted to look at three things: video cameras, TVs, and how we connect it all with the web. There are two trends here at CES that are probably less trends and more fact. One, if you're looking for a camera, well, it's going to be HD and it's going to be 1080. Two, don't be looking for tape. Everything is file-based. Flash, hard drive, tape is dead. Hard drive cameras are emphasizing maximum record time. The Sony camera has nearly 1/4 of a terabyte of storage, recording full 1080 HD. A majority of the cameras on display at this year's CES use flash memory to store the pictures and sound. Flash takes less battery power to store your files, and the media is portable. This Canon camera records full HD and uses technology that many of the higher-end video cameras were touting on the show floor: face detection for more accurate focusing. You'll also find face detection on this little Sony memory stick camcorder. It's about the size of a cell phone and it really has few buttons or knobs. It's simple to operate and a good camera for new users. The ultimate in flash-based cameras is Canon's 5D Mark II. This camera is ostensibly a still camera, but it shoots full motion HD using an image sensor that is the size of a saltine cracker. Well, that's instead of what you find on your average consumer camera, something say closer to the size of an eraser on a pencil. If you're looking for images that'll knock the socks off even the most expensive professional HD cameras, well, this would be the ticket. The fastest sales growth for cameras is pure digital and their flip camera. Oddly, the flip was not at CES this year, but Kodak was showing a direct competitor, the ZX1. This camera can capture up to 10 hours of HD video, and it has built-in software for easy editing and sharing your content on the web. TVs rule an event like this. CES absolutely overwhelms you with screens. This year, the focus on TVs was more on image quality. Every manufacturer touted their adoption of 1080p, their efforts to reduce screen blur by overcranking refresh rates, and especially their slimmer televisions. Televisions are continuing the trend of getting bigger, growing to astronomical size. And they're doing the one thing I wish I could do. They're getting thinner. This Panasonic plasma set is only 1/3 of an inch thick. But who cares how thin a TV is anyway? If you can see how thin it is, aren't you sitting in the wrong place? These are not small little screens. Sharp was showing a 108-inch LCD. 108 inches. That's like 9 feet. Honestly, I can't wrap my head around 3D television. Like CinemaScope in the 50s, this screen is not really going to change the storytelling experience. Besides, wearing the glasses is just plain dopey. That said, Sony was one of several companies who demonstrated 3D displays. A lot of HD manufacturers are promoting their sets' ability to grab content off the internet. Personal video on the web is moving away from the one-to-many model of YouTube over to the one-to-few model of Facebook. Hard drive, flash memory cameras, they're all making it not only possible, but easy to put video on the web. The push this year is consumer as content receptor, not content generator. The big technology companies are only putting a careful toe into integrating social networking into their product lines. Well, except for one, Microsoft. They're making Windows Live a sort of network of social networks. It appears the goal is not to compete directly with Facebook or MySpace, but rather to give users a central sync point, a place to manage all your personas. At CES, they were showing how everything fits together: Windows 7, mobile, Xbox, Windows Live. In contrast, the other 9,000-pound gorilla at the show, Sony, was showing a limited Sony PlayStation network. The focus of this service is all about gaming and downloads. They still have a walled garden approach, where they control all access and content on their network. There's next to no interactivity between users, nor users and providers. And forget being an outsider trying to access the content. Clearly, networking devices into a coherent social system, well, it's a long ways away. A TV connected to the web needs to be an entirely different experience than just reruns on Hulu. I'm uncertain people will want today's version of the web on their TV. They already have 1,000 existing sources of these little info bits. You know, weather, stock ticker, status updates. It's worth noting that the technology leaders still haven't figured out the best way to put personal video and home movies onto the internet. Is it a one-to-many model like YouTube, or a one-to-one model like Facebook and Spaces? And what's the best technology path for getting there? Perhaps at next year's Consumer Electronics Show, we'll have an answer.